I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I get kidnapped by heterosexual males for ransom. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I'm scared of using public taxis or public transport because how homophobic the drivers are. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I have to hold my breath each and every time I'm using Uber or Bolt rides. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I'm scared for my life each and every day because I might get a homophobic attack anytime, anywhere. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I have to change my walk or my tone when I pass a group of guys. I am a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, I'm scared to express my feminine side in public spaces. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, they don't take me serious when I report assault cases. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, my rights are not validated. They're just pretending. I'm a queer guy in South Africa. Of course, big brands are going to use the LGBTQI thingy just to gain attraction.
Okay, before we even get into this video, I gotta take a second because watching his video, look in his eyes, and you can see that the whites of his eyes are not white for real, right? And I swear to God that I was looking in the mirror the other day and I was looking at my eyes and I was like, why do I have African eyes now? Because you notice that like Africans' eyes are always like that, right? My eyes were not like that before. I swear I had white scleras, but now they got like that hue that a lot of Africans' eyes have, right? Like, I swear to God, bro. And I'm confused because, okay, I think scleras are like gums, where it's like, oh, if you have dark skin, you're more likely to have darker whites of your eyes, darker gums and stuff, right? Okay, cool. But it's the fact that mine, I swear, changed colors. Like, okay, I feel like you should start off one way and stay that way, right? A change in color is a sign of like disease or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, what? But anyway, let's actually get into this video. So this is a South African man talking about his experience being gay in South Africa. And I got a lot to say about this. Now, before I get into dissecting what this man spoke about, I would first like to share a video that I saved about a woman talking about her experience visiting South Africa, right? Now, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I lost the video. I saved it so long ago. I was supposed to make a video about it. I never did. I don't know where, it went to even share it with y'all now. But I recall what happened in the video, right? So the woman, she went to visit South Africa, and she mentioned in the video that her dad is South African. Now, I don't know if she is, half Black American, or maybe she, is full African, but she was raised in America around Black Americans, because that definitely plays a role in this. And let me explain what I mean, right? If y'all watched that show on Netflix, it was called like Young Famous and African or something, or Young Rich and African, something like that, right? There was one girl in season 2 who was African, but she was raised in like Baltimore, right? And you could tell that she had a completely different energy from the Africans who were raised in Africa, right? The Africans who were raised in Africa were very passive aggressive. Like whenever something happened, they were all like, oh, like, take a step back. The African who was raised in Baltimore around Black Americans was more like up front with things. She was more like, oh, what was said, what happened, like, we can fight about it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a different energy completely. Now, I'm sharing that because, again, I don't know if the woman in the video that I'm talking about was half African and half Black American, or if she was full African and she was just raised in America around Black Americans, right? But it don't really matter because, like I said, with the show on Netflix, you can tell that African girl who was raised in America, she was full African, and she definitely had a different approach than the Africans raised in Africa, right? So let me get into the story with the woman who visited South Africa. She said she was in the grocery store and some white lady, I forget what it was, like she was in line, some white lady pushed her or something, I forget, right? She put her hands on her though, and the Black woman whooped that white lady ass, and everybody was like, oh my god, like shocked and shit, right? And the Black lady was like, I'm not about to let no white bitch put her hands on me, like what are you saying? And she said this is the type of stuff they do to Black South Africans, and the Black South Africans just let them. My point is this: you telling me white folks in South Africa putting their hands on y'all, they still subjugating y'all like animals and shit, and y'all ain't got no issue with that. No, that's cool, right? But a South African man who happens to be gay, he's catching hell. That's what you telling me? So y'all abducting the South African dude who happened to be holding him for ransom and stuff. But then white folks who stole all your shit, oh, everything good in the hood there. Like, huh? I'm not about to sit here and lie and be like, oh, there are no black Americans who, like let white people do whatever, but they people can't do yada, 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 so and so and so. Because black Americans got an issue with that too. But it definitely manifests itself differently. For example, like in the black American community, you'll have black Americans supporting white and Asian businesses and whoever, and they won't complain about the horrific service. They won't. White and Asian people ain't got to do shit for them, and they'll keep patronizing their businesses every day, every week, every year, right? But the minute one black business is a little bit raggedy, then suddenly, oh, this is why I don't shop with black people, so and so and so, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, you got all this patience for these white and Asian businesses. Of course, like, they ain't got to be business of the year. All they do is give you your product, you get them your money. That's it, right? But when it comes to black businesses, you ain't got no patience, right? So, like I said, Africans are not the only ones who, let white people get down, but treat their own community with so much fierceness, right? But it manifests itself in different ways. Because, like, what? Look, baby, South Africa, you got way motherfucking bigger fish to fry than a gay nigga. Like, way bigger fish to fry than a gay nigga. Leave that nigga alone and figure your real issues out, please.